Almost exactly 1 year ago, I decided to drastically change my life. I ended a long-term relationship, packed up my car, and moved to Chicago. My family would ask why Chicago, and I never really had a good answer. I would deflect by talking about the cost of living in New Jersey or saying how I didn't want to move to Manhattan like everyone else. But I didn't know the real answer. I had only visited Chicago once on a terrible family vacation 5 years earlier, so I didn't have any particularly positive memories of the city. Last year, so much of my life was out of my own control, so I decided to take a big leap of faith in myself. In the years since, I have made amazing friends, started a job I enjoy, and fallen in love with the city. At the beginning, it was really hard. I knew nobody here and had to keep putting myself out there, hoping I would make some connections. But by summer, I had a couple friends I could spend time with on the weekends, and I started enjoying exploring on my own too. I got my first tattoo last May of my 2 cats who I love dearly. I'd always flirted with the idea of getting tattoos, but my ex was firmly against them. But now that I was rebuilding myself, why not? And now, every time I saw my reflection or looked down, I'd smile at my cats being there with me all the time. Then, in September, I added another tattoo. I got shoes that David Bowie wore on a talk show. The interviewer awkwardly asked him if they were men's shoes or women's shoes or bisexual shoes, and he sheepishly smiled and said, "They're shoes, silly." He met that awkward, invasive question with charm and joy. I myself am proudly queer and bisexual, and I love Bowie, so I got those shoes to commemorate my pride in my identity and being joyful and unconventional. In that same visit to the tattoo shop, I also got a little 22 on my arm. It represents my birthday, my house number from growing up, the year I graduated college, and my softball number from my youth. Now, I wanted a tattoo to commemorate my move to Chicago. It had been a huge leap for me, and I was starting to use my tattoos as a way of scrapbooking of myself. I didn't want to do something common like the Chicago flag. I wanted something a little bit more personal. And then I remembered these koi fish that are painted in my neighborhood that I always smile when I pass by. They were one of the first pictures I had taken after I moved in, and I thought they would be the perfect symbol of my growth. Then, when I learned that koi fish often symbolize personal growth, determination, and the ability to overcome obstacles, I knew it would be my next perfect tattoo.
Today's a very big day. I am going to get a tattoo on my knee. I'm very, very excited. I cannot wait. However, first I have to go to work because these tattoos aren't going to pay for themselves. Last time I got a tattoo, I was starving by the end, so I packed myself lunch and an extra peanut butter sandwich, so I'm not trying to get through the appointment and starving at the same time. I had a nightmare last night that I took an ibuprofen and I went outside and just had a fun day, and then I came back inside and all my tattoos were faded. I only have 3. Well, it's about to be 3, but they were all faded, like to basically smudges, and I was absolutely devastated. So I'm a little bit anxious. I'm gonna bring some yarn and a crochet hook just in case I feel up to it. It should be like 3 hours, and it's my knee. Oh, that reminds me, I need to grab shorts. Here you go, these are good enough. I'm gonna get to hustling so I don't miss my bus and then not be able to do my job. Hello, I am back from my tattoo appointment. It's about 9 o'clock. It should have been done like a half hour earlier, but my artist and I got distracted looking at pictures of each other's cats. So, not a bad use of time in my book. Their cats are super duper cute. Not as painful as I thought it would be because I was nervous because it was around the knee, but also it helps to be chatting with my artist the whole time. I actually crocheted a little bit, and I had a blast. And honestly, because it's this knee area, I think it was more painful to walk home because it's just a lot of movement. And while they were actually tattooing me, I was just kind of sitting there and someone else was doing all the work. It hurts now. That's the price of being cool. Since this tattoo is to commemorate my 1 year of living in Chicago, I, of course, could only get one thing for dinner. I got Culver's. So I'm gonna watch House. I'll show you the progress when I take off the cling wrap. It's officially the next day, and unlike in my nightmares, my tattoo is still here. It didn't disappear in the night and rub off. I'm so happy with it. I love how it came out. I sent pictures to so many people, all my friends. I cannot wait for it to be summertime and for me to wear shorts and really show it off. The biggest pain in all of this is that it's winter and I won't be able to show people yet, but the weather's getting warmer. So let me show you the final piece. She goes around my knee. It's on this side. And then a closer look at both of them. I love them so much, and I think this is the coolest part. Look at how it deforms when I bend my leg. It doesn't get cut off. It follows my anatomy perfectly, which is crazy impressive. What was crazy was yesterday, if I ran my finger along it, I could feel the different bumps from where my skin was inflamed, but now everything seems to have flattened out and calmed down. I do have a Super Bowl party this weekend with my friends, so I'm gonna end up dropping my pants, I think, to show this off to all of them. I love it so much.
Hello, I'm editing this now, and I forgot that I didn't film any kind of outro at all, so I just wanted to follow up. It's been about 2 to 3 weeks now, I think, since I got my tattoo. I love it so much. She's healing beautifully. Still scabby. Last week was very itchy, and that was very hard not to scratch constantly, but I persisted. She's healing beautifully, keeping her moisturized. Still cannot wait for it to be warm out and for me to be able to wear shorts and show her off, but I did show her off to all my friends. They loved it, of course. The biggest surprise is that I showed my mom when she got back from vacation, and she didn't hate it, so better than I could have expected. Other than that, thanks so much for coming along. This was a really big step for me. I'm really happy with how my tattoo came out. I will put the information of my tattoo artist here if you ever want to go see them. I think they did an amazing job. Everything is healing up beautifully, and everything was very fairly priced. I had a great experience, so if you'd be interested, I couldn't recommend them enough. Other than that, thanks so much for hanging out, and thanks for giving me a place to preserve this memory, because I think I'll revisit it a lot.